So we got a pretty strong case for why Lamar Jackson is playing like the best quarterback in the NFL right now. A former NFL player weighs in on what Lamar Jackson's doing at the line of scrimmage and how he's adapting his game like he's never seen before, comparing him to guys like Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. We also got some big injury updates as far as Mike Evans and Jamel Dean for the Buccaneers. Zay Flowers goes live on Good Morning Football and much more. So welcome into another episode of Ravens Reports. It's your guy Noah here with For the Flock, as always, bringing you guys our top 5 news reports and storylines coming out of our Ravens today. As always, man, I hope you guys are having a great day. Sorry if my voice sounds a little bit raspy, getting a little bit of a cold, but you know, man, we had to come through and make sure you guys are up to date on all of your Ravens news. I love you guys. Let's dive into the content. At number 1, let's talk about how Lamar Jackson right now is the best quarterback in 7-step dropbacks this season. The guy that they said couldn't play quarterback at a high level, couldn't make reads. You know, he's a one-read guy, one and run. You know, he's not good on 7-step traditional drop-back passing game. Well, he's the highest graded in the National Football League with 86.3 on 7-step dropbacks this season. Lamar Jackson dicing people from the pocket. By the way, the Ravens are 3.5-point favorites against the Buccaneers on Monday Night Football. It's going to be a fun game. We're going to have that preview coming for you guys very soon, so make sure you guys subscribe and notification bell on, ready for that one. But Lamar Jackson is 22-7 straight up as a road favorite, and he's won 6 in a row as a road favorite. We also know Lamar Jackson in his 7-year career has only lost one game to an NFC opponent. That was the New York Giants in a really weird game. But he's won over 20 games versus NFC opponents, and he's got another one coming up on Monday Night Football against the Buccaneers.
So I just want to give a huge shout out to Mando for sponsoring today's video. As you guys know, I live in North Carolina. It's very hot, very humid. The summer has been brutal here, but this brand right here and Mando can be an absolute exceptional help. Nobody likes to stink. Nobody likes to smell people that stink. Nobody likes to be self-conscious if they stink. And I found Mando to really help. So they sent this starter pack, which included a smooth, solid deodorant. This one's Mount Fuji. Smells absolutely amazing, nice and fresh. You can put this anywhere, by the way. Everything's smelling good. We have the Mando Odor Shield Body Wash. This is the Pro Sport, and it smells amazing. It all smells fantastic, super fresh. And then this has been my favorite so far. This is the Mando Whole Body Deodorant. So you can come out of the shower and you can just spray it anywhere. Make sure you're nice and fresh. And it's 72 hours, aluminum free. You don't have to worry about toxic stuff being all over your body. You can use this to freshen up, but I like to do it right after the shower. And then if you're like me, like sometimes you travel, sometimes you may have a long event where you might not always have time to go back and shower. If you're doing an all-day event or if you're working all day, whatever it is, you can have the wipes, these other products to help you stay fresh throughout the day if you don't have time to shower. These Mando wipes are deodorant wipes for your whole body. And in the starter pack, if you don't want the spray, you can also get the cream tube and apply it that way. I personally prefer the spray. So Mando was actually created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. And this is a high-performance whole-body deodorant that you can apply everywhere. And check this out. Mando is clinically proven to control odor better than a shower with soap alone. 12 hours after a shower, the average man's odor level was a 5 out of a 10. But with Mando, the average odor level is a 0 out of 10. That's what's awesome about Mando, is keeps you fresh all day long, everywhere. You don't have to be self-conscious about whether you stink or not. But with Mando, unlike certain traditional deodorant brands out there that try to mask an odor with a fragrance, Mando is formulated and powered by a mandelic acid to stop odor before it even starts. It's more like a pre-odorant. Mando reduces odor all day and continues controlling BO for 72 hours.
And you can even choose 4 different scents that are all unique: bourbon leather, clover woods, Mount Fuji, and Pro Sport. And they even have unscented.
Example, right? I'm going to the Ravens game on Sunday. We're going to be walking from the parking garage to the stadium, up and down the stairs. We're going to be there for hours. Obviously, there's not like available showers and stuff, but I know I'm confident that if I take a shower in the morning, throw on this I'm going to be smelling good, smelling fresh all day. So Mando Starter Pack Bundle is a great deal for new customers. Comes with a full-size stick deodorant, a cream tube or the body spray, and 2 free products of your choice, like the mini body wash and deodorant wipes, plus free shipping. And just for my followers, Mando is offering an extra $5 off when you order when you click the link in the description below and enter code THEFLOCK. That's a deal of over 40% off. Again, that's code THEFLOCK, exclusive for you guys. And make sure you guys go check out Mando. Again, thanks to Mando for sponsoring today's video.
Speaking of Lamar Jackson and what he's doing, there's a really good, just high-level, deep analysis of what Lamar Jackson did to the Washington Commanders. I want you guys to take a listen, and we'll show you some of the highlight throws that Lamar Jackson has made thus far this season.
I think the other thing that really stuck out to me is being on the sideline, and I don't know if I would have noticed if I was watching the TV copy, is the amount of communication Lamar does at the line of scrimmage, getting into right plays, in the correct plays, correct runs, correct protections. I think the touchdown to Mark Andrews is a great example. Like, they check to, whether it's cover 6, cover 2, cover 4, they check to a route combination where you're attacking the middle of the field because it's split safety with a guy who's really good at Mark Andrews. He checked to that. He checked to the Derrick Henry, like the first time they ran the sweep to the left, he checked to that play. A couple of the play action passes, he looks out, he sees it's man coverage, he checks to those plays, and it was like a cheat code. It was really like his ability to identify the coverages, and that's something Fletch and I talked about, after the game, is just, Joe Witt Jr., like, could he have done more potentially to disguise some of the coverages and like make that a little bit harder. But I don't know if anybody thought, I know I didn't think it, that like he had that kind of ability at the line of scrimmage, very similar to Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, to just get you into the right look consistently. That was super impressive. And even the screen, like they checked to the screen, like a lot of the big plays, explosive plays in this game came from his communication and mastery of that offense. So it's one thing to kind of scheme up a defensive look, but then and it's one thing for the defensive coordinator to call something, but when the guy on the field who's playing the play can say, oh no, like this is a better play, this is the right look, and the coordinator's ability, offensive coordinator Todd Monken, to get him to give him that flexibility, I think that really showed up big time for me at critical moments, like especially on those long drives. It's like you could tell they obviously had a run called. He gets up the line of scrimmage, he checks, and maybe the play call is a run check to a pass. You'd have to ask someone over there in Baltimore about that, but I just thought those plays were backbreaking because it took a group that was already a little bit outmanned, and then whatever advantage they had versus the run, whatever advantage they had against the pass, he would just check out of it and get you into something that was better. And I think that was something that, again, was really impressive from a Baltimore standpoint, and just made it that much harder for Joe Witt Jr. and made it that much harder for the defense as a whole to win those downs. Like the one that Zay Flowers, the third down pass that he catches, is a man beater that he checks to. Like it just was like kind of at every turn.
So really high level analysis of what Lamar Jackson is doing. They talked about it, man. They talked about this in the offseason. They said, hey, Lamar is taking the next step in this offense, year 2 with Todd Monken. You guys remember the first year with Mike McDonald as the defensive coordinator? It was good. The first 5, 6, 7 games with Mike McDonald was really rough. Then it got better, and then in year 2, it was lights out, best defense in the NFL. They had the triple crown with sacks, points per game, and takeaways. Just elite level defense. Now we're seeing the same kind of trajectory with Todd Monken in the offense. Year 1 was good, a little bit shaky in the first few games. Then they were a really good offense down the stretch, finished top 5. Then in year 2, I mean, it's looking totally different. They are literally the best offense in football right now in multiple categories. Yards per game, points, passing efficiency, running efficiency. They're moving the ball at will right now. Teams are having a really hard time stopping not only the scheme, but the talent that we're putting out there as well. A big part of it is Lamar Jackson's ability to make checks at the line of scrimmage. Even if the defense isn't the right call, he has now the confidence. They talked about giving him the keys to the car, and now he's fully driving. He knows, the terminology, what plays to check in and out of in against certain looks. And you're seeing that on full display. I can't wait to watch it against the Buccaneers. Speaking of the Buccaneers on Monday Night Football, the Ravens are preparing in practice. We got some clips here of Lamar Jackson working on some play action, throwing to Rashad Bateman, Devontae Walker. By the way, Devontae Walker is yet to make his NFL debut, has been a healthy scratch and inactive lately. Curious to see when he gets activated, because we know he's a real 4-3 downfield vertical threat. He's got to work on the route running and some other things. Maybe they don't feel he's ready mentally yet, but when he does get out there, I'm excited to see the raw physical tools on display. But the Ravens, they have a couple of guys not practicing, including wide receiver punt returner Deontay Hardy, defensive end Brent Urban, and linebacker Malik Harrison. But they do have Broderick Washington back on the practice field. Cornerback Arthur Millette could give a nice boost to the secondary. By the way, Arthur Millette was one of the top 5 performers in training camp, making plays, blowing stuff up in the run game, getting turnovers. Arthur Millette was one of the best training camp performers, and he was a great nickel for us last year. It would also give us some more versatility to play around with the safety looks. Maybe Kyle Hamilton more free. Or Darius Washington and Marcus Williams, the ability to move around there if Arthur Millette comes back. So he's still in that 21-day practice window to return. He was working on that knee and then tweaked his hamstring, trying to come back. But looks like he's back at practice. Good news for the Ravens. At number 4 on the Buccaneers side of things, we got a big update here. First of all, Jamel Dean left the game early with a hamstring injury. I think it was against the Saints last week, and never returned. And he's still not practicing today. And Buccaneers reporters were saying this could be a multiple week type thing, and they're not expecting Jamel Dean to play. That's huge. He's their best player, maybe on their defense, but especially in their secondary and their corner room. Jamel Dean is a great corner, so I could see another big game out of Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman if Jamel Dean cannot go. They have another talented corner there with Zion McCollum, who I liked coming out of the draft. Real good speedster, but Jamel Dean would no doubt be a big loss for the Buccaneers. They also have Mike Evans not at practice. It's reported that he kind of tweaked something, but he's expected to be back later in the week. With these type of things that kind of pop up during practice, you just never know. But if Mike Evans is out, that's big time. He's a star every year, 1,000-yard receiver. Him and Baker Mayfield have a lot of chemistry, and Baker Mayfield has undoubtedly shredded our defense before with the Browns. I remember a few years ago when he was with the Browns, I think he threw for over 400 yards in one of those games and really shredded our secondary. I know it's a completely different defense now, but he does have some confidence going against Baltimore in the past, and he's playing like a top 5 quarterback right now. Look at the stats, man. He's lighting teams up right now. He's got a great duo with Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. If Mike Evans can't go, that's big time loss for the offense. Speaking of big time receivers, Zay Flowers is certainly one. I really enjoyed listening to this soundbite on Good Morning Football. He was talking about Derrick Henry, talking about the other receivers, Lamar Jackson in the offense. Take a listen.
Starting off at.
More importantly, it was a career day for you. How big did that smile of yours get on a day like that where you kept hearing your name called and you delivered?
We just had to be ready. We practice this every day, and we got Derrick Henry. We got a lot of players. We got Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, Rashad Bateman, Charlie Cole. Everybody stepping up and doing their part. So, and Lamar make my job way easier. So when your name called, there's not a lot of pressure on you to just do your job. So I feel like everybody been having good games, and I just been the one been able to get open and do what I had to do to get the ball.
Zay, we're sitting there watching that game. We're texting each other at halftime. I'm like, I think Zay is going to have 300 yards in this game. He's going to do a Calvin Johnson. What the hell? And then it just disappears. It's like Todd Monken forgot your name. Your name is Zay Flowers. What happened in the second half, man? I thought we were going to set records.
We fed the king. You get him the ball. Hey, now they drop it back for the pass. You give it to 22. Nobody want to tackle him running full speed. So I ain't mind letting Derrick take over that second half and let other guys do what they had to do to make us win. So I had fun the first. My smile was going, and we let the king take over the second.
I love that. That's good. You gave your guys, I mean, a lot to be excited about, but you guys started the season 0-2, and then you guys go on this amazing win streak, 4 games. You guys had this game against the Buccaneers. What was the turnaround like? How did you guys turn that around? What was the locker room mindset starting off at 0-2, and then now to where you guys are today?
I feel like we had the same mindset the whole time. We just, the O-line was getting used to each other. We had a new defensive coordinator. And this was our second year in the offense, and we ain't played the preseason with each other. So once we got a feel for each other, and once we knew everything, the offensive line got a better feeling of playing with each other, that we was gonna start clicking. It was only a matter of time before that happened.
Yeah, well, coaches can go off like on that Monday morning meeting. You know how they go off on us, right? They start pointing things out. Was Coach throwing stuff around? Was he like calling guys out? Like, what was it that just lit a fire under you guys? Because you're right, you guys are a different team.
We practiced the same way. We did everything the same. Coach Hards actually came in and just talked about what we could have did better, and we felt like we beat ourselves in those first 2 games. So it wasn't really like, oh, this team did this to us or they beat us this way. I felt like we just beat ourselves, and we knew once we got rid of those penalties and mistakes that we was going to have a good run.
By the way, man, this was absolutely beautiful. I don't know if I've ever seen this in my life, because I probably haven't, but we have a quarterback wide receiver duo ranking top 5 according to Dan Orlovsky. So first we got Stroud and Collins, second Burrow and Chase, third Mayfield and Evans, and fourth Jackson and Flowers. How about a quarterback wide receiver duo, man? How about a number 1 stud receiver that we hit a home run in the draft? That's what Zay Flowers is looking like right now. Zay Flowers, 11th in the NFL in receiving yards right now. How about having a top 15 receiver in the National Football League, man? That's beautiful. 11th right now with 401 yards, averaging over 65 yards per game, with 211 yards after the catch. That is absolutely absurd. By the way, that's good for 8th in the NFL. Zay Flowers, yards after catch monster, 8th in the NFL right now with 211. Zay Flowers and Lamar Jackson can be making plays together for a long time to come. All right, guys, as always, make sure to smash the like button if you enjoyed today's content. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. We're going to have that Ravens-Bucks preview coming out for you guys soon, so make sure you got your subscribe and notification bell on so you're up to date on everything Ravens news. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.
When he wasn't looking, he ran me over.